Good morning. What's up, Darcy? What's up, Kimmy? What's up, Liberian? What's up, CDP? What's up, Kimmy? I hope you all are doing well. Give me a minute. All righty, you all. What a fool believes he sees. It was somewhere back in the long ago. Baby, what a fool believes. But anyway, y'all, I'm here this morning. I hope everybody is doing well. Baby, I got my little folded, wrinkle up face. Girl, my crepe skin. What's up? Y'all, if you all don't know what a fool believes, it was sung by Michael McDonald and the Doobie Brothers. And pretty much the song is saying that a man met a woman that he knew in the past. He felt like they had a connection. She was like, no, that's not how it was. And so he expected more, and she just walked away, and he felt some kind of way. So I heard something this morning, and I'm going to talk about it. And it was on By Nerdy's channel, and I'm going to talk about it today. I am going to talk about it. What's up, Lady Sparkles? So just to recap yesterday, we had to tell the YouTube streets that Tommy Caldwell was lying. I did not call his job, didn't even know he was working. That thing ain't even crossed my mind. I don't do stuff like that. So, Tommy, please stop lying. Baby, I thought, look, I was calling Favor, Uber Eats, Instacart, and then they say Grubhub. And y'all forgot about Grubhub, that they even had Grubhub. So, for the mere fact that I can't even think or even remember Grubhub, that should be a good indication that I did not call Grubhub. I did not call people's jobs. Y'all know that has happened a couple of times, and that ain't cool. So Tommy, stop lying. Move on. I just wanted to, get that lie out of there because that's a mess. Another thing for those people who trying to not get me ordained, that petition is laughable. I'm not trying to be ordained. And again, I'm gonna give you all a hint. You have to be ordained already to be a chaplain. What's up, Brenda? So I think you all are too late. I think you're too late. Too late for that. So moving right along for that. And then of course, you is a few and Blue Wolf Phoenix. Girl, I ain't gonna even talk about that. But I do need to be a little messy, and I don't know if this person is Sir King leading the pack with his oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't watch him either, so I can't tell you what he's doing. But I did see this. And Stephen, I'm sorry, but some messy person sent me this. I'm sorry, Stephen. I don't have no issues with you. You know what I'm saying? But somebody sent me nasty piece of unfiltered picture, and I said, I know that ain't Stephen. I said, I know that ain't Stephen. I said, I knew that ain't Stephen. Somebody sent me a picture of this person with dreads hanging on, ganked up teeth, Coke bottle glasses. And I'm like, I know. And they say, this is Stephen. And I said, I know you lying to me. I said, y'all stop playing. They try to besmirchify that man's name with them pictures. Now, Stephen, I don't know if you in the clouds this morning. What's up, Calico? What's up, Brenda? Hey, Ebony 757. Stephen, I don't know if you in the clouds this morning, but I know that ain't you. I know that ain't you, Stephen. I know that the devil is a liar. I know that the devil is a liar. And I know that ain't you. I know that ain't you. Stephen, come defend yourself. Thank you, Jules. Stephen, come and defend yourself. Because, baby, they got you out here looking crazy. Okay, looking like crack addict on New Jack City. I said, I know that ain't Stephen with all them spaces in his teeth. I know you lying to me. Stephen, come and defend yourself. Because, honey, them girls got you looking crazy right now. Got you looking so crazy right now. Got you looking so crazy right now. Maybe they got, maybe they got you looking crazy right now. I said, that ain't Stephen. I said, that ain't Stephen. Stephen, I don't know if you hear somebody, please don't get Stephen. My. Demons, oh yes. This is why I told him he needs to stop playing on that computer, saying that somebody called his job. Oh, you on probation. You can't even have a job hardly. Thank you, Demons. Oh, I appreciate it. Demons, oh. So, Tommy told the people that I called him. Girl, I didn't even know he was working. And then they trying to petition me so I won't get ordained. Okay, too late, but I'm not ordained there. But anyway, that was weird. And then, of course, Pissy Pam and Small Eye Apocalypse is mad. There's a lot going on. But I don't know, Stephen. I was you in that picture. But, baby, Stephen, I don't know if you're in the clouds or not, Stephen. But, baby, they got you real messed up if that's you. I don't think it's Stephen. I don't know. I don't think it's Stephen. I don't think it's Stephen. Anyway, Sir King saying you shouldn't be ordained. I don't care about these people. Let me say this to you all. This is a show. This is a show. And I'm going to say what I want on my show. So I don't care what they say. It really doesn't matter. And again, I don't watch that man. So who cares? Who cares? That's just hate and jealousy. I can't understand any other place. This is the thing, you all. I really don't watch these people. So the only time I get something is when you all tell me. But something is seriously wrong with you when someone who doesn't watch you, you're the focus of, and it's just like, What is your issue? And I am so washed up. My face is so toe up. But yet, y'all over here in my face. And I just don't get that. And I could see if I would be talking about him, but that's some crazy work. Whatever. Nobody was saying nothing when he was beating Mama D out her money. But baby, let them be obsessed. I'm good with it. I don't care about these people. Baby, this is a show. So again, right along, Stephen. I don't know if that's you or not, but Stephen, please, 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 Stephen, baby, that Jake was. Ooh, I was like, is that Stephen for real? I'm like, that him for real? Anyway, um, okay, had that lady paying for manicures and pedicures. I'm drinking my coffee, baby. I'm drinking this Ethiopian coffee. They sell it at HEB. Ooh, it is so good. That Ethiopian coffee ain't nothing to play with. Now, this is for binary. Binary. I don't believe my ears heard you say that you supported Trump, but now everything that Kamala Harris has said is coming to pass. Binary. Why didn't you vote for Kamala Harris in the first place? What was your real reason? And to hear you say that shocked the hell out of me because I thought you were an intelligent person. And I just hate to say it, but that man's past behavior should have been an indication of what he was going to do in the future. People have been telling you all that he stiffed his contractors. He will find anything to get out of a contract. He banked on people not being able to continue to spend the money in court. And that's how he got over on a lot of contractors. A lot of people did not get paid with this man. He has always stiffed the little guy. It has always been about him. And I hope you're not drinking this Christian nationalism Kool-Aid. You know what? I will say this. It's my opinion, boo. I think the people who voted for Kamala Harris over Trump are much intelligent because they saw and they had a foreseeing what was going to happen, and Kamala Harris called it out. You damn right. Did we not have this man last time? Did we not see what he did during the COVID incident? Are you serious? Do you think that we would have been in this situation with Kamala Harris? Do you really think we would be fighting with Iran and taking over Venezuela and having our troops stretched thin all over the place with Kamala Harris? Do you really think that gas prices would almost be up to $5? So you can say what you want to, but this man said that they obliterated Iran's nuclear capabilities. So why are we going over there to keep them from having nuclear weapons? See, it's that kind of stuff. Gas prices and grocery prices were supposed to be down. Why aren't they down? Again, this man says whatever he has to say to win. So I hate to say it, but I think people who voted for Kamala Harris saw the bigger picture. And out of the two, if you thought that Donald Trump was a better choice, something is wrong. And again, you all, I got tired of people trying to paint the picture of Kamala Harris being incompetent and all of this. First of all, she was the Attorney General of California, whose economy is larger than most European countries. This woman was already a legislator. She was much more qualified as a vice president. And the only reason, because she is a black, that's how she identifies, woman, and we'll tear on down and let people tear on down. And we're looking at Donald Trump and what affirmative action shouldn't be. He's a good representation. Let me tell you something. Lloyd Austin and all of those black people in those seats of power, they earned it. They earned every stripe. But what Trump has done, this is what affirmative action gone wrong looks like. Pam Bondi, Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel. That's affirmative action gone wrong. So you can say what you want. We wouldn't be in half of the mess that we're in right now. Oh, I voted for Kamala. I sure did. I voted for her because my thing is, I don't care what nobody says, the woman is intelligent. She's a smart woman. And let me say this, you all, never vote against your interests. I'm not saying that the Democrats are perfect. I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect. But if I vote for a Republican, that's just like me drinking strychnine and killing myself really quickly. I would rather go ahead and do a little bit. I don't want to die, period. But I would rather go ahead and get the slow death than the fast death. And all I'm saying to you all is you don't vote against your interests. You don't vote against your interests. I look at the Republican Party. They don't have that many people who look like me. I'm looking at their like Trump right now telling the Republicans don't vote unless they get this Save the Vote bill, which is not a Save the Vote bill. It's not a Save the Vote bill. It's a give us control over the election bill. But see, again, folks don't see that. This man is destructive. He's not bringing Americans together. Now, we done went from Venezuela. We have somebody's president in jail on trumped up charges. It was all about the oil, never about the drugs, because there's many countries sending drugs to the United States. Now we're going to do the same thing in Iran. We're trying to starve out Cuba, which is 90 miles from Florida. This man doesn't look at history. He doesn't listen to his advisors. He's ignorant. And like I said, it's crazy. Unfortunately, the farmers are finding out, okay, y'all, racism is expensive, but y'all don't understand that classism will jack you up because you were never a part of that class. You were just only a part of that race. And race means nothing if you're not part of that class. And see, that's what y'all failed to realize. Now y'all selling y'all farms. Y'all can't make ends meet with your farms. And the sad part about that, you all, is ConAgra is sitting there buying farms up left and right. Left and right. So again, corporate America is winning. because the 1% is enjoying this man. They don't care about no DEI and all of that stuff. They don't. They only did it because they had to do it. But now farmers are suffering. State workers are suffering. Doge took y'all out, didn't it? But you thought that Trump was going to be better than Kamala Harris? Are you serious? Were you not here for his last administration? Now you got Robert F. Kennedy doing crazy stuff. Whoever gets the CDC and the NIH, baby, they're going to have they're going to have to restructure that whole thing. It's a mess. It's a mess. So I was very, very surprised when Binerdy said what he said. So Binerdy, why did you think that Trump would be better than Kamala Harris? Why did you think that this man who can barely string a sentence together would be better than this well-established, proven black woman? Why did you do that, Binerdy? I'm just asking the question. Everybody knows that if that Epstein situation happened with Obama, he would have been under the jail. Can I say something too? I'm going to make some people mad. Don't take one name down from these streets with Cesar Chavez until Donald Trump serves some time in jail. Make Trump take his name off of the Kennedy Center. Make Trump take his name off of everything that he put his name on, because my thing is Cesar Chavez is dead. That man can't even defend himself. But we have a president in real life that has been convicted of SA, all of this stuff, and we're letting him do this, and then we get outraged over somebody who dead, taking statues and names down, but yet we have a president alive, 34 counts, convicted of assaulting that lady, and nobody ain't doing nothing. And by nerdy, we don't have problems. I'm just surprised because you don't strike me as an ignorant person. Maybe you were just delusional and deceived. But what was Trump supposed to do for you, by nerdy? Have you been drinking that Southern Baptist Kool-Aid? Have they convinced you that you are of this group and not of this group? I know that J. Edgar Hoover thing, he was awful. He was awful. And I believe J. Edgar Hoover was biracial. I don't believe that man was completely white. I think that man was biracial. I really do. I think he was biracial. I'm just saying, just like Carol Channing. Well, anyway, let me move right along from that. But y'all, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I don't have it. Like I said, I don't have anything against Binerdy. I just heard him say that, and I'm like, are you serious? I wouldn't be saying that. Yes, Kamala Harris was right. Did you think she was playing? Do you think the Obamas were playing? Maybe it could have came from a white person. You would have received it a little better if it was somebody white. Maybe if the person was white, okay, you could receive it. Because if I'm not mistaken, Michelle and Barack Obama were saying the same thing. They've been telling y'all this. They knew what was going on. You didn't hear Bill Clinton. You didn't hear Hillary Clinton. They weren't the right white people. Now these Christian nationals trying to come for Tallarico. They're scared of. I hate to say it, y'all. Lord knows I wanted Jasmine Crockett to win. And I don't think Jasmine Crockett's political life is over. I think she still got some time. She's a young lady. But baby, they really didn't want Tallarico to win because Tallarico is a Presbyterian preacher. And now you got a preacher going against, again, you can't, you know, now they're trying to act like his religion is inferior to theirs. So, because that's what the Christian nationalists do. So now they say he need to be born again. But they are afraid of Tallarico because he is in the middle of the road. And Jasmine, they could have had her as far left, but you can't do that with Tallarico. And so they are afraid of him. And we're going to see how that play out as well. But I look, I don't understand Nerdy thinking that Trump was going to be good for the country. I don't get that. And Nerdy, why? Why did you think he was good for the country? Did you not know what he did with all of these European countries? And Joe Biden had to go back and restore all of those relationships. You thought that was good? Do you all, I mean, do you think invading Greenland, an ally, is good? No, Jasmine lost for a lot of reasons, y'all, but I'm going to say this. All things work together for the good. We'll see what's going to happen. I don't think Jasmine is done. I think there's a lot more she has to do, and we're going to see that. Let me tell y'all something. Bill Clinton done testified. Hillary Clinton done testified. Now I want Donald Trump and Melania Trump to testify. It is unprecedented to have former presidents to testify. But since Bill and Hillary Clinton had to testify and the Republicans were there, and let me tell you what's really striking. Not one Republican was there when Wexner got interviewed. And this is the man who financed Epstein. Why isn't he in jail? Again, it's telling me that money and power dictates. And I truly believe that it's dictating now because a lot of people have a lot to lose. And this is why they are covering for Donald Trump. Because a lot of people are going to be named in the Epstein files. And it may be Democrats too. But we don't give a damn. Do you not know that a United Methodist preacher managed that island and she got found out by the United Methodist Church? I think her church is in Missouri. It's a lot of people entangled with this. And all I'm seeing is people covering. And the more I look at the Masonic, the more that I look at the entertainment industry, I think they all in bed together. People can make things disappear. People can make things happen because they all cover each other and they've all taken that oath not to throw each other under the bus. But baby, I'm sorry. It's country over it's country over secret society. I'm being real with it. Jeffrey Epstein had files and dossiers on every last one of those people. And I don't think just Jeffrey Epstein was tied to the 1%. I believe he blackmailed his way in. But let me tell y'all something. I have known people who are Masons to get government contracts because one of their Masonic brothers was in a high position to give him that. And then the next thing you know, there's another Mason who's coming up down on his luck and you help him. And it's like that. Baby, it's a lot of stuff going on that y'all don't even know about. Things don't happen just like they happen for a reason. These people are in these societies to cover for themselves. And the sad part about it is you hold on to them secrets and you take them secrets to the grave. And everything ain't good. And that's the sad part about it. Everything ain't good. And people be knowing about things that could help other people, but they'll keep their mouth shut because it's for the brotherhood. I'm being real, y'all. I'm being real. These, it's a lot of stuff going on, and so again, I couldn't believe that Binary actually admitted that. And I'm not mad at Binary personally because I think he's a good person, but I don't understand why he couldn't believe Kamala Harris when she was saying what she was saying. She already knew what was going to happen. Why was it hard for you to believe her, Binary? Could you not take the word of a black woman seriously? Did you think that Kamala Harris was incompetent because some Republicans painted her out to be competent, like J.D. Vance is any more competent than Kamala Harris? Are you serious? So I'm just trying to figure out why you didn't believe her in the first time. Because again, she was calling it out. I was just shocked to hear that this morning. What's up, Hershey? Now you got ICE trying to help TSA. Let me tell y'all something. If you got any trips planned for March and April, baby, you better get to that airport 7 hours early. Because if you don't, you will miss your flight. I'm telling you all, I'm to the point now where I was going to plan a trip to go out of the country. I ain't going out of the country. You hear me? I barely want to go out the city because we're not in a good spot as a country. What a fool believes he sees. Come on. What a fool believes. Let me tell you something. When union people, this is what I didn't get. Oh, definitely manosphere. Let me tell you why it's manosphere. Women should take a subservient role. Men, white men, should be in charge of everything. That's their thoughts. Let me tell y'all something here. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were the first president, vice president team to walk the picket lines with the unions. That was symbolic. But those union folk, and now look what's going on. Now look what's going on. Okay, blow dry that hair, Gert. Now look what's going on. These people always try to get you to go against their interests. My thing is, why don't Congress stop getting paid? Why don't Congress stop getting paid? Why do people think that TSA people should work for free? No one should work for free. And because their job is an essential function, you know, and is it me or is it a lot of plane accidents going on? Uh, we ain't have all this under Joe Biden. Mm-mm. We just had the LaGuardia situation. Unfortunately, the two pilots are no longer with us, but everybody else survived. The flight attendant, they said, honey, she was out on the. They said a flight attendant, honey, was on the runway, honey. They said that seat popped her out. She was all up in the runway, still scrapped in the seatbelt, baby. Okay, yes, Michael McDonald can sing, but the UPS situation, the Black Hawk situation in DC. I mean, the list goes on and on and on with these planes going down. What, Liberian girl? See, again, why are you doing that? But let me say what's going on. It's a connection. There are too few. They need to hire more traffic controllers because they're burning out the air traffic controllers. And you know what happened? According to ABC, the air traffic controller gave the fire truck the go ahead and cleared the plane. Then tried to tell the fire truck to stop. The fire truck was already out there and he said, I messed up. Now, y'all, that air traffic controller's job is stressful in good times. So, can you imagine trying to do that with one person or two people? Okay. But that's the reality, y'all. Baby, I don't even listen to Blue Wolf Hershey, so I don't know what that one eye host said. I, I don't listen to that man. He's just as crazy, and he don't understand that Donald Trump want to take his apartment because Donald Trump don't think he should be in that apartment. You can't tell these people that. But all I'm gonna say, you all, is all of this stuff has a connection, and I just think it's terrible. But you all are right. Two pilots are no longer with us because an air traffic controller made a deadly mistake. But the air traffic controller, now what they said, the rumor was, and I think the transportation secretary said it was not true. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. But they said it was only one person working. And you all know there's a shortage on air traffic controllers. How many times have they had to close down airports because they didn't have enough air traffic controllers? Baby, let me tell you something, Hershey. I didn't even know that man was alive doing stuff. Again, these people got issues, baby. I'm gonna let them have issues with me. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I need to do. Nobody don't care about that. Again, I gave them a little attention, and baby, you think that they won the lottery over there. So it is what it is. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with Binary, but Binary, yeah, Kamala Harris was right. Yeah, we knew that. I don't know why you didn't know that, but maybe she was a black woman and you could take that word from a black woman. Maybe that Southern Baptist theology is still in your spirit to believe that women are inferior to men, and maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe you feel like if it's black, if it's black, stay back. If it's white, hang tight. I don't know. I don't know. But you got to ask yourself that question. What's up, Viv? You got to ask yourself that question. Nobody nowhere. Let me tell y'all something. I would advise y'all to go to the Dominican Republic right now. Why? Because they got warships in the Caribbean Sea because of the Venezuela thing. I mean, seriously, you don't. I wouldn't go anywhere right now. I think he probably feel that way too. You know how binary he is. Yeah, I know. Very new pilots. Yeah, I heard that he's very chauvinistic, and there's no need to be because again, binary has worked with women. He's worked with smart, intelligent women. Come on, yeah. And binary knows, being a former pastor, that if it wasn't for women, half of these churches would be closed. Women were the engine behind black churches staying open for the most part because half the men were gone. And women had to really take charge of these churches. And the sad part about it is these women kept these churches alive only for a man to come in and take over after they did all the work and never got credit for it. That's the real. When I start looking at a lot of these black church histories, it's always black women who did this. They kept the church alive by selling dinner. They kept the church alive by doing this and this and the third. It was always black women. But yet, they get the short end of the stick when it comes to recognition. So, it is what it is. I've seen a woman keep a church together and get their finances right only for a man to come back and tear it up again. I've seen that happen as well. And I'm not saying all women are extraordinary like that, because I'm sure there are some trifling women too. But I'm just saying, in church history, women have been the catalyst to keep these churches up, to keep the doors open to these churches. So, just wanted to put that out there. So, y'all, I'm gonna drop the link. No, no, I don't think black women get the credit for a lot of stuff. They really don't. And the sad part about, let me say this now, people always people always saying, Jay, you hate black women. No, I don't. No, I don't. Black women stood by black men during slavery when they were getting their behind whipped. It was that black woman. Baby, black women did a whole lot. And I think it's very hurtful for these women to be standing by these men, for these men to be dogging them out like they ain't shit. And let me say this too. Whoever you love is your business. Some people love who they love. And I'm not mad because you love somebody. Love is love. But I do have a problem when you want to choose another person of a different race over your own race because you got negative connotations of the women in your culture. That bothers me because those women have stood up for black men when nobody else was standing up for black men. They have done everything. And again, what do they get? I don't care what nobody say. Lionel Richie didn't do Brenda right. Brenda was probably cooking his food, doing his homework. Okay, Brenda was with you when you ain't have nothing. And then you get to Hollywood, and then you go with this straight hair lady. And Brenda beat both of y'all asses. Because Brenda, remember the time she had to sneak cafeteria food to your room. Brenda, remember when you was up there singing Brick House, ain't had no dime. And she funneling you money and care packages. Brenda said, I was there when you ain't have nothing. I was there with you when you was in Tuskegee. Okay? Driving that beat up car. And now you gonna replace me? Oh no, Brenda said not today. Say, ah! Come on. Clarence Thomas threw his mama and his sister under the bus. And what Clarence Thomas didn't tell you all was his sister and his mama sacrificed so he could go to law school. But now he want to act like they was welfare queens. I got a problem with that. What's up, Bill?
Hey Jay, how are you? Good morning, Ryder Lives. Listen, my sister sat up there with me on Sunday and laughed at you so hard. Thank you. Because she needed that entertainment.
You welcome, Bill.
I ain't lying. We sat up there and laughed so hard. We laughed so hard on Sunday. And my sister, that just did her heart all the world good. And I just want to thank you for that. Because
That's
we
why
was having a weird
I had
day.
to tell some maggot hoes off because they got me effed up, and I just had to let them know. Okay, so that's
Well, I
it.
don't know about nobody else, but it was hilarious to us. Now, as far as this man and all his foolala that's going on, that's getting people hurt and killed and this and that and the other, shame, shame, shame on him. Shame on him. But see, it's gonna be too late by the time everybody wake up and see that it's already almost too late. You
Yeah,
know?
it's sad. I mean, the Department of Education is janked up because of him. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, this man has really gone out his way, and it's like he's trying to destroy the country, to divide the country. And again, if you can divide the people, then you can take over. Because our ununited people are a weak people. Period. And when people realize that you're not a part of that 1%, and classism is even deeper than racism, then they'll get it. Because my thing is, classism don't like white people either. Classism like people with money like them. And if you don't have money, and if you can't offer me nothing, then I'm you know what I'm saying? People don't get that. Look,
And
y'all look
people
at
think because they making $100,000, they got money. They don't realize, nah, bro, they not looking at you neither.
it's the 1%. It's the 1%. And folk don't realize that in history, we have learned throughout history how classism works. Let's even get off of racism. Let's look at classism. If you were not a part of the aristocratic antebellum Southern family, you were considered a yeoman. You were considered trash. No wealthy family wanted their daughter to marry the police officer because it didn't bring the family nothing. That's why you have the Vanderbilts marrying the Astors. That's why you have these powerful families marrying into other families, because it protected wealth. It protected generations of wealth. And again, you're
And if
not
they
going to
can't wait
tear
a
up
minute,
my
and
family.
if they can't find nobody else family to marry you into, they'll marry themselves into their own family.
Exactly. But nobody is going to tear up a family where my daughter is married to this son and my son is married to his daughter. If you didn't have anything of value to offer, then you weren't considered worthy for those people. So if I own timber and you own railroads, then that's great, because I now can use your trains and you can take my timber. Y'all, that's what that was about. It wasn't even about love. It was about family survival. So my thing is, that's how the wealthy steal things. If you can't offer them nothing, then to hell with you. And that's what I keep on telling people. Baby, you ain't the 1%. And they don't like you either. All they've been doing is dangling carrots in front of your face, making you feel special because of your color. That's it. They will throw a little job to you. They will throw you a little something because of your color. But in reality, they didn't like you either. They would want you to marry their daughter or son. I'm being real. And we can't see this. So now, I think these white people are waking up to the fact that we were bamboozled all along. They're closing down our hospitals. They're closing down this. We have to sell our farm. I heard that man talking about some Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, President Trump. That man don't care about you. All that man cared about was your vote. And now you done voted for him. Now you getting the fruits of your labor. This is what racism looks like. This man don't care about you. 1% don't care about you. They just care about maintaining their status quo, being wealthy. And until white people get that, and I'm sorry, this ain't even racist. This is the truth. Lyndon B. Johnson said and told you all that if you can make the poorest white man think he's better than the best black man, you can take the money out of his pocket. Hell, if you give him somebody to hate, he'll give you the money out of his pocket. That was Lyndon Johnson. That was in the 60s. That was the governor and the president of the United States, the governor of Texas and the president of the United States. That man called it. That man called it. Y'all better start looking at history and what these people are telling you all in history. Go on, Vivian. They make me sick with this. They don't look
But I
at
don't
history.
know
They don't
why.
read.
I don't know why they didn't know it. Hell, look what they did to the folks during slavery. What they do? Here, I'm gonna elevate you a little bit and tell you a little bit better than them and make you the overseer. That's all they doing. It's a new modern overseer.
And then
That's all
I
it is.
can't understand my Mexican, not even Mexican, but my Hispanic brothers and sisters to think that they are in the in crowd. Baby, they deported y'all so quickly. Let me say this. The Asian people,
Skin
they
color
said
don't
y'all
equal.
were,
Skin color don't always get it. Do it. They
no,
found out
it
real quick.
doesn't. Because the Asian people, they said y'all got swine flu and COVID. And then they start beating up y'all, and then y'all wanted to cry. Because y'all found out that even though, you know, they say you can get into colleges and stuff, but they still feel that way about you. Then they had the Muslim ban. And then the Muslim people start, see what I'm saying? It's always somebody. Y'all ain't protected because you smart or you can do, no, because you're not white. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it has been. And I think this administration has really, really pulled the wool off of some people's eyes to realize that that's how they feel about you. You are living in a delusion if you think that you are anything other. If you ain't white, you ain't right in their eyes. And what gets me is black people have been saying this all along, but nobody don't really feel nothing until it happens. Look, it's not important to you until it happens to you. First of all, we are all Americans. And I wish we could live to that creed. And this is what Martin Luther King was talking about with the I Have a Dream speech. But then King came to his reality to say that it's okay, but it's equality. But when it comes to economic equality, that's when King was gone. Oh, that's when King was gone. But see, it's not important to you until it happens to you. And now everybody wanted the black people to come in and help them, but we've been saying this all along. But y'all didn't believe us. It's always get over it, get over it. Now it's happening to you, and now you see that it ain't easy as getting over it. Now you understand the struggle. Now you understand just a little bit, because unfortunately, a lot of y'all were enslaved for 500, 400 years. You know, the Asian people came over for the railroad. So they came over on their own accord. They came over for a better life. So that's one thing. The Irish people and Italian people came over for a better life. None of them was enslaved. We were the only enslaved people to come over here. And y'all act like it's a big deal when shit started happening to y'all. But we've been dealing with this for years. 400 years. And y'all get a little bit of it, and y'all want everybody to start passing legislation. Anyway, y'all, don't get me started on that. But anyway, go ahead, Viv.
And a lot of those white adjacent folk need to be careful too, because guess what? You know, history told us Italians weren't always white. They've always been white adjacent, because what did they say about the Italians? They were just light-skinned black
And then
folk.
let me tell you this, even in Italy right now, If you live in southern Italy, your life is totally different than those fair-skinned Italians north Italy. So again, the Irish wouldn't even appreciate it. Okay, so even they felt racist. Let me say this, you all. I believe that we all bring something to the table. I believe America is what it is because of diversity. I don't think I'm better than anybody else, but you're not going to downplay my people's accomplishments to push yours up to make you look good. And I think a lot of people have done that. So again, when Americans can be equal, because see, diversity, equity, inclusion, you can't have diversity and inclusion without equality. And see, people trying to do that without equality. And you can't do that without equality. If you don't feel like I'm equal, then we can't be included. And then that's real. And until you get that mindset that you ain't better than nobody else, then we gonna always have a problem. And I think that's what it really is. And I think that's what it boils down to. So, yeah. And this is, let me go back to the Kamala Harris thing again. So a lot of people, in a lot of people's minds, that they felt that Kamala was identified as black and a woman. So she was less than, because in their mind, she's really not equal. And again, we can't see no black woman running the country. We had a problem with a black man running the country. And guess what? This is why Donald Trump is trying to downplay that man's accomplishments, because you now you understand that this black man was just as capable as any white president. Better, if not that, than our white counterparts. And you don't want to admit that. So what you're trying to do is make his accomplishments seem like they're nothing. So the mere fact that that man got Osama bin Laden and did it real slick like, y'all can't take that. Obama's missions militarily, baby, played very well. It was well thought out. And y'all can't take that. And Joe Biden had to go in and clean up somebody's mess and got blamed for it. Baby, y'all, I'm telling you, y'all need to see this. That's why he can't stand Obama. Obama embarrassed him at a press dinner, and he's pissed off. It was petty because they can't take it that this man who looks like me, identifies as me, can run a country. I'm just sorry. So y'all, I'm telling you, it's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things going on. But these people are making themselves wealthy at the expense of American people. Kash Patel up there flying like the American taxpayer is footing his bill. He going up there getting private planes. These people have been taking private planes and all of that. And I mean, making it rain with the American taxpayer dollar. And nobody ain't seeing that. Vivian, I got to go off for a quick minute. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, they see it. They see it, y'all. They see it. They just act like they don't see it. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. They act like they don't see, but they see it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of us see it too. And I'm at the point now, I don't say a lot about politics and stuff like that. I'm sitting back and I'm observing. And I'm learning so much, y'all, since I'm being forced to go to every meeting in town. I'm going to so many different types of meetings in reference to my local government. Y'all, I'm learning so much stuff. I'm telling you. And people don't believe this. And I've been saying this for years. They tell us everything they doing. They put it right there on Front Street. But we got to be willing to say, you know what? And listen at them. And then act accordingly. But a lot of times we not even in the room. We not even in the room when they doing whatever they do. Y'all get what I'm saying? And because we won't show up in the room, we don't even know what's going on. So, for instance, they had this thing here in town called Coffee and Conversation with the Sheriff. The sheriff had uh, the county administrator come in. The county administrator, it was 4 black people and 81 or 82 white folk, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all what I know because I was at the meeting. During that meeting, they made the announcement, oh yeah, we're looking for somebody. If you have a lawn company, go ahead and put your bids in because now we're putting out, opening up bidding for somebody to come and cut the grass all over the county. I'm talking about like the baseball parks, around the welcome to the town signs and all that stuff, right? Now, had I not been in the room, it ain't like that's something they put out because they not putting it out. By me being in the room, I was able to call a couple of people that I know that got lawn care businesses and say, hey, you need to go and check with such and such and find out, go check with one of them 2 black folks that's on the county council and find out how they doing the bidding, what they doing for the bidding, and what is it looking like so that you can get an inside scoop like the white folk do and try and get you, a bid in for grass cutting. You cutting everybody grass anyway, you might as well go ahead and put your bid in. You know what I'm saying? But had I not been in the room, they didn't know because wasn't nobody telling them.
And that's the thing. People are not in the right rooms. They're not in the right rooms. And unfortunately, we have lost a lot of deals because we don't play golf. I mean, any place where we're not, they're trying to be. So again, it's all about doing for my friends. And this is why affirmative action came into place. See, people want to act like affirmative action was something to help unqualified black people get in. No, affirmative action was to circumvent the golf course conversations and people having inside tracks because it was not an equal playing field. That's why affirmative action was established in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And most of the black people who benefited from the affirmative action movement, they were well overqualified. And a lot of the people who are benefiting from affirmative action were white women because white women were put in that mix because they were women. And so what we saw was a lot of white men using their wives to get contracts. I mean, it's always a workaround, isn't it? It's always a workaround, isn't it? So again, you all, we got to read up. We got to read up because, people want us to believe that what we have fought for was wrong. They want us to believe that the Voting Rights Act is wrong. We know. We see the gerrymandering happening now. We see how they move districts now to make it feasible for them to win. Why do you think Donald Trump is now telling Republicans not to vote for the bill to fund the TSA? All the Democrats are saying is that ICE needs to stop taking people. They need to take the mask off. They need to wear body cam. So the Democrats making ICE accountable is wrong. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So the Democrats saying that, hey, ICE, you got to be responsible. You just can't take people at whim. Y'all saying that that's wrong. Okay, what's up?
Hello, am
I
I
can't
on?
hear you. Yeah, you on.
Okay. Basically, one thing that I just want to point out when it comes down to what's going on politically is one of the biggest things that we need to do is to get with our local representatives so that they can get with the Congress to place a lot of stipulations on artificial intelligence, because I'm hearing a lot about how artificial intelligence will take jobs, but I don't, so what are people
It's already
supposed to
taking
do?
jobs. They're already taking jobs
Right.
right here. So about like an hour north of me, Google and Oracle just laid off people who used to do entry level stuff for their companies because AI does it.
Right. So what are people supposed to do? So I feel like there should be some regulation with that, because I'm not hearing them I'm hearing them say this, that, but I'm not hearing them say what they're going to do about jobs for the average person. They're taking away jobs, but I don't hear, any resolution in terms of how they're going to provide, a way for people to make a living. And then the other thing, in terms of the war, okay, that's not basically what I see is the elite trying to gain control over global resources. Like all of the elite, whether you say China, whether you say, because China pretty much owns Africa at this point. So whether you say China or whomever, basically what they're trying to do is find ways to gain control forever of these the natural resources, the resources and things of that nature. So whereas people are looking at it like, okay, well, I want America to win. It has no benefit to us. It only has a benefit to the elite.
Yeah, and that's what I've been really trying to press, that people who are not part of the 1%, you're not part of that group. And you really need to wake up, because you're voting against your interests. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a gung-ho Democrat as well, but my interest lies more with that group than that other group, because that other group is showing me exactly how they operate. They're showing me incompetence. They're showing me how they are just using American taxpayer dollars as their dime, as their expense, and they're doing everything and anything. So I'm seeing this. I am seeing affirmative action go wrong at the end of the day.
Yeah, they don't care.
Lloyd
They don't.
Austin was very qualified. Do you think that Pete Hegseth could hold a candle to Lloyd Austin?
Yeah, they don't care about any of this stuff. And while our people are focusing on it being a race thing, it really isn't. It's about classism. It's about elite versus anybody who's not in that elite category. And when I say that, I'm not talking about your rappers with $1 million. We're talking about people who got long money, to the point where I don't even know why they would even be interested in more money, but that's just their plan.
Well,
Because
I think racism has a big part to play in it. You can't eradicate 400 years of shit that the people done did, because again, if racism wasn't a part of it, then the people would come together and say, okay, we see what's going on. But racism plays a big part, because the people who think that they're part of the 1% feel that way because of race. We can't eradicate race.
oh,
Race
I
will
see what
always
you're
be a
saying.
part of it.
And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say this. Speaking of rappers, they think they're part of the 1%, but they're not, because their money could be gone
Exactly.
here today and gone tomorrow. Their money is finicky, flaky, and can be gone very quickly, depending upon who like you and who don't like you. And if you
They
don't
are
believe
not
it,
the architect. See, again, the architects are the people who make these systems. And if you're working for somebody, you ain't an architect. Okay,
I
ask
mean,
Sharon Shepherd. Sharon Shepherd got good money, but she ain't the architect.
look, no, I'm gonna tell you one in particular. R. Kelly, uh, 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 uh,
Right.
uh,
Diddy.
Diddy.
But
Mm-hmm.
see that I don't even get with that. I'm looking at the jobs when he was alive. I'm looking at the Gates. I'm looking at the Elon Musk, because again, these people have direct contact with government. I mean, see, these are people who are architects. These are people who can close a plant and affect people's lives. These are people who are working with
Right.
foreign entities.
Right.
Yeah, we
And
ain't
you're
Epstein's
talking
right.
about
I
Island.
that.
mean,
Yeah.
look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk getting more money probably from the government than the military is.
Yeah, he's the true
And
welfare
then
queen.
And he's not an American citizen. That man is from South
right.
Africa.
And so my thing is this, like this young lady said, y'all better get in the room. I'm telling y'all, I am finding out that I'm gonna get in the room. I'm in the room, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm in that room and I'm watching what people saying and what they doing, because what's happening is, by us not being in the room and us not listening at what's going on and us trying to be just around us, we are missing out on a whole lot of stuff, a whole
At
lot
the
of stuff.
local level. At the local level. Why do you not think that they can rezone and take your house?
Listen,
Cause you
Jay, I'm
ain't
gonna tell you what they doing
cause
right
you ain't
now.
doing nothing at the local level. Why you think your child gotta do XYZ at the school? Cause the school board makes those decisions.
Listen, Jay, I'm gonna tell you what they doing in my county right now. Greenwood, McCormick, and Edgefield. They sit right there or the three of them sit together, and then it's Greenwood, McCormick, and Abbeville. They trying to rezone them places now. And what we trying to tell the folk, y'all better go on to these meetings, because for all you know, them folks could be up there trying to steal your land.
Yeah, hold on for
It
a minute.
has
Hold on for a minute, Vivian. Binary is here. Binary, why did you think that Donald Trump was going to be a better choice than Kamala Harris? Why did you think that? Did you not think that Kamala Harris was intelligent? This woman was a attorney general of California. This woman was a prosecuting attorney. This lady was actually in legislature. This woman was actually a vice
misogyny.
president. So do you think that JD Vance would have been a better vice? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, why did you think that Kamala Harris? Okay, well, I'm glad you admitted that. But see, this is the problem. And again, you're not a stupid person. Was it because she was black? Was it because she was a woman? Why would you think that
Woman.
Donald Trump would do any better? Did you not see what he did last term? Did you not see what Biden had to do? And what he's trying to do now is act like Biden was somebody terrible, but he had to do a lot of.
Call ended.
I'm back, y'all. Somebody was trying to call me. He had to clean up a lot of mess that Trump brought. I don't understand that, Binary. What was it? The Southern Baptist theology that got to you? I'm just
The
trying to.
mis-
Did you? Oh, go ahead, QI.
It was because she was a woman. You know that was the greatest effect of Kamala not winning was the fact that she was a woman. And one other thing I want to say before I drop down, Jay Wilson, is like one of the things I think that with the Democrats is they're not like the Republicans are about 20 steps ahead when it comes to the Constitution, when it comes to the laws, and what they're really trying to do is with the war. There's some type of law I heard before they can keep a president in office. They're really trying to keep Trump in office a lot longer,
The
or they're
Democrats
trying.
are wimpy. They are wimpy, and the Republicans lie. Look at the Obama situation. They told him he couldn't have a Supreme Court justice, and then what did they do? They turned around and did the same thing they told him not to do. Democrats better get up and fight. This is why everybody's looking at Bernie Sanders and Acosta and what's her name, Jasmine, because they're ready to fight. These Democrats
Right,
trying to be complacent and no, it's time to fight. Screw that. It's
right.
time to
And
fight.
you
Because
have to
these people don't
know.
give a damn about y'all when they want to do what they want to do. I mean, they held the government shut down for a long time. And Democrats, you better not break. Because this is their baby. They control the Senate and the House and the executive, not you. Don't let these
And they
people
need
punk you. Go ahead.
people in there breaking down that constitution down to the I's and the T's. That's the problem. Because,
First of
a
all, the
lot of
Republicans are not doing the Constitution. First of all, the
right,
emolument clause has
right.
not been done because the Democrats have let this man do. How you gonna let this man start a war? That's Congress. Congress gives you the right. So you all want to let this man do all of this. And the Republicans are squarely responsible. No QI. They are not doing the Constitution right. They are actually violating the Constitution because only
That's what I'm
Congress
saying.
could do that. Yes, they better stand up. That's what they better do. They
Yeah,
better
that's what
stand
I'm
up.
saying. That's what I'm saying. They should know the Constitution, like the Democrats need to know the Constitution off the back of their hands, and they need to get up and to be able to like let it rip instead of just letting him. Because it's like they're sitting there looking at him because he should have been gone a long time ago.
He
We
should have
all
been
know
gone
that.
a long time ago. But let me say this. We're not blaming the Democrats for everything because the Republicans have the House and the Senate. And the Democrats are doing what they need to do. My thing is, I was pissed off with Chuck Schumer to try to placate
Hmm.
with them demons, knowing that them demons ain't gonna do nothing for you. All they want is a quick win. And I was mad at Schumer because he had no right doing what he's doing. And this is why some people think these old heads need to go if they're not going
Right.
to stand up and fight. And that's my thing. Because the
Well,
Republicans have the House and the Senate. And the
you got to look
Democrats,
at them
all they need to do
Epstein
is fight.
files. You got to look
Huh?
at them. You got to look at the Epstein files
They got to do
because
all of that.
yeah, because basically the Epstein files was how they formed this elitism system in the first place. And I'm talking about globally. So you got to look at them Epstein files. And that's one of the things that they're, trying their best to keep us from, seeing the full scope. Because who we see now are just the puppets. We're not seeing those big players that were all involved. And that's gonna play a major and why we need to look at them now because we're coming up on election time, as well as a lot of people do not need to be able to go back into office. Period. And I think it's about public perception. And so if they're out there and they're being dirty, we need to go ahead and put that out there right
Yeah.
now. People need to know what
Well,
we're
this is the
dealing with.
thing, though, by nerdy. This is the thing, by nerdy. The Republicans are being used. Lisa Murkowski, she know in her heart that hoe can't even sleep at night because they know the senator from Vermont. They know they're being coerced by those Republicans to do that.
Hmm.
Now, let me say this: ain't no way that Donald Trump should be telling them that they shouldn't be voting for this bill to fund TSA. He
But
wants
he
to
holds.
push that Save America bill, which ain't saving America. It's giving government control over voting. And that is
The,
absolutely the state's prerogative. Federal don't do that. That's state.
but the reason he
So
could
my
do
thing is
that,
this, binary, you voted for that man.
yeah.
You voted for that man. And that's what I don't get. How can you
And he
have
worked.
all of these degrees and you vote for somebody who has told you what they were going to do day one? Project 2025 was real. This man
Right.
has been telling you he has stiffed his contractors. He's told
And
them he don't ever want to pay nobody. He's always feeling that the other person is a sucker. Did not he say that the people who lost were losers and the people in the military was losers?
hmm
And he's been telling y'all who he was. And y'all sit up
because
there and vote for this man.
because
Oh,
and the reason he could do that to so many politicians, whether Republican or not, is because he holds something over their heads. If they are anywhere involved with Epstein, he is holding that over their heads. He has a what do they call it?
he's extorting them.
Leverage.
He's blackmailing them. Let me
Right.
tell you something. That man was only a high school teacher. He got Wexner to give him $600 million. That man got something on him too. And that's what it is. And it's always about information and dossiers because now I got information on you. And it's about information. So my binarity, you said that you didn't vote for him. Okay, you didn't vote for him. So why did you say what you said this morning about Kamala Harris? Because it made no sense to me. And if you didn't say that you didn't vote for him, then it makes you sound like you had doubts in her.
Do you think Jasmine Crockett will win?
Let me say this. Jasmine Crockett had a hard mountain to climb because Tallarico is a pastor and a Democrat, and he is Mexican American. And that's all I'm gonna say
Hmm.
about that. And when you
Okay.
look at
I mean,
Texas, you got more Mexican Americans than black people. And guess what?
I'm
Mexican American, hold on for a minute. Mexican Americans use their capital. See, we always get mad at black folk, but baby, Mexican Americans say we gonna
right.
vote for him. And you can't beat that. You can't be mad at the Mexican folk because they're doing what black people should be doing all along.
Voting for their better interests. And I mean for president. I mean, do you think Jasmine Crockett would win for presidency?
I would like for her to win,
I would
but
like
do I
for her to
think she
Yeah.
win,
would?
but hey, but this is
But
the
do I think
thing.
she would really win? No. Hell, Obama barely got there.
Well,
So
I'm gonna
again,
Jay.
let me see something. White folk don't feel good about voting for people who darker because we got to realize that racism still is deep. That's why I told somebody Herman Cain didn't have a chance in hell to win because he's a dark black man. And you
I
know
think
that brings up connotation. That's why they were so gravitating to Colin Powell because he was light skinned and Republican. Y'all better check me out. I ain't trying to be
Wait a
funny,
minute,
but we always know that they are gonna always go with somebody who look like them that they can feel comfortable with. I'm gonna leave it
and
at
this
that.
is the other thing in reference to Jasmine Crockett. She's loud and she's outspoken. She's boisterous. So what do they usually call a black woman that's loud,
Aggressive.
outspoken, and boisterous? They
an
call us a
angry black
bitch.
woman.
They call us an angry black woman. They call us ghetto.
But hold on. Wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene loud? See,
Yeah. And
again,
ghetto.
Marjorie Taylor
She
Greene
was
was
ghetto
loud and aggressive and
and
But
wrong.
ghetto
And hold on,
but
and
and
wrong.
ghetto and
and wrong.
ghetto.
But this is the thing though. They not gonna call her that. She not gonna get that label. But Jasmine Crockett will.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I'm
So
not saying that I wouldn't want to see her. I think Jasmine would be an awesome president. But are the folk ready for it? No, they ain't ready for it. They ain't even
I
ready
mean,
for a black man standing up for himself, much less a black woman standing up for herself.
so if Democrats would expose the good Democrats, because I don't think all of them good. I think some of them are. I think some of them put their hands in the Epstein pot, right? So if the good Democrats would expose all of the dirt, then that's not a race thing. That would more or less be like
You
a
asked the
moral
question,
thing.
did you think that Jasmine Crockett could be president? And I just told you, and that is a race thing. Because as much as we want to believe it, because people have been indoctrinated, I think people are just coming aware of the classism. I think they are just becoming aware because people have been lulled into this delusion that they were white. I think Donald Trump ripped the band-aid off of the classism. So people are just getting to that. But racism far outpaces classism of being known. And that's all
But
I'm
they
saying.
don't care about
So
them either. But they
and
they
this is
don't
the
care.
thing though.
They don't
This is
care
we
the
about
thing you
them
gotta
understand that.
look
either.
at. Wait a minute, hold on. This is what you gotta look at. I can see what you look like. I can't necessarily tell your class. I can't necessarily tell your class, but I can see what you look like. I know you dark.
Exactly.
I know you
Racism will
black.
always be here. Unfortunately, slavery has played a major part in that. And because of that systematic stuff, racism is very present. And again, people can be low class and still be racist because Lyndon Johnson put it perfectly. And again, white people have been used as pawns with the racist thing because they think they're part of the class and they're not. And again, Donald Trump, it took Donald Trump to really expose that. When these farmers start losing their farms, they found out that these wealthy white folk don't give a damn about them. When these people
Right.
start finding out that Donald Trump sent money over there to a foreign country and didn't aid them, now they finding out about that. When these people start losing their government job because of Doge, and not only were black people losing their job, but I'm losing my job too. Now they're waking up to find out, oh, maybe they don't care about me.
That
That's
But
could
talking
be the
about Doge.
political push.
Doge. Wait a minute. Doge is using AI to determine which funding they're going to cut off for different different grants that they've
Programs
already
within the DEI.
within the DEI. They're using
Yeah.
and they're put in a flawed chat
so
GPT.
Bonerdy said,
Uh,
how is Jasmine gonna win the presidential election? Couldn't win. That's true. But let me say this. Y'all can't be mad at the Mexican folk because again, black folk telling folk to stay home and not vote.
Right.
Minority, you said you didn't even vote. So again, how that's helping us? But I tell you what, the Mexican people in Texas sure did vote for Talarico. They sure did. I
But that was
mean,
my
and that's what I'm trying to say. So when you stay home, your vote is good. You know that's a choice. But
that
yo,
was my
but for the mere fact that you didn't vote for Kamala Harris says a lot because again, you didn't vote. So not voting for her and now all of a sudden saying that she right, that goes to show me something is wrong. Because you said that you didn't vote for Trump, but you didn't vote for her either. And you not voting for her, knowing that she was a better candidate, that throws me. That throws me. Go ahead.
and that was pretty much my reason for coming up. I'm like, at this point, we have to do something. We can't sit back. We're facing AI. We're facing so many different things that, like, pretty much says to me that we may not be here in the long run if we don't get up and start doing something now.
This is what's
So
going
we,
on, QI. This is the big thing. AI is a big front and center now because it's affecting people's white collar jobs. AI is not affecting HVAC. It's not affecting plumbing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
affecting electricians. It's not
yes.
affecting those folks. It is affecting white collar workers. White collar workers. And so it's taking jobs from those people who work as paralegals, those people who are basic coding and doing analysts, because AI can come up with many analysis. So it's taking those financial jobs that Bears and Stern and all of those people have. So it's taking those jobs. So that's why it's front and center now. But it's not taking those trade jobs. I'm gonna tell y'all what, I just used AI. I told y'all about my Excel spreadsheet. I did it myself. Chat GPT told me exactly what cells to put it in, and it worked. So again, I can
Listen,
see
Chat
AI doing a whole lot
GPT,
of
I
stuff.
love Chat GPT. Y'all don't know Chat
And
GPT does
Copilot.
a whole lot.
And Copilot. So again, we are already using it. I can see how some people are not needed when you can do XYZ. All I'm
And it's
saying
gonna
is,
get and we're just at the beginning stage. We're not anywhere close to where they plan to take AI if you've been keeping up.
oh, what happened? It's not going to be truck drivers soon because they're already using driverless cars. The only reason why truck drivers ain't there yet because the legal system is trying to find out who's going to be responsible. It's a lot of stuff going on. But this is why I told y'all that Yang was right. Everybody was looking at that candidate, that presidential candidate, like he was crazy when he was talking about the universal wage because he knew that technology was getting ready to take over and he's trying to protect the folk. But we thought he was crazy. Again, y'all, I have been there. I've been teaching this. I have been telling my classes if you can get $40,000 and not work for it, or you can pool your money, or you can work and get the money, but you do it. And people are like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to get enough for the government. But then I bring out, what if they take your job? What if you were working in retail and all of a sudden the computer now is doing that where all you got to do is just walk out and it just gets your total and it takes your money from your account. And then people don't think about that. So that stuff is already coming. Let me read the comment. I know now that she was a better candidate. I'm getting back into politics now. Like I said, I mean, well, you was wrong, and I'm glad you can admit it. But boy, we're paying the price for people being wrong. I worked at the Board of Education during the race, and to be honest, a lot of voters weren't counted. A lot of people voted, but the votes weren't put. That's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to
And
say, let me say this. This is a big thing with this Save America, Save the Vote bill. If our military people send in their votes, so say if they voted on the day, those votes would not be counted. They're trying to tell the military people, you got to calculate how you going to send that vote before the election. Because if the election ends and your vote don't get in, it's done. It used to be that those votes would be counted long it was postmarked, during the election. You could vote all the way up to the election. They're trying to eliminate that now because they know that there are a lot of expats and a lot of servicemen and women who are stationed overseas. So they're trying to eliminate that because they're trying to do everything to eliminate those votes. That's what that bill is about, you all. That's what that bill is about. And y'all better be careful. That's what that bill is really about. Go ahead, QI.
Basically what it is you have to, from your local government all the way up, especially your local government, you got to start going in their faces, and you got to start holding them accountable, where they applying pressure on them, especially if they want to get they're up for re-election. But if you don't, then if we keep sitting back like we are now and not educating people, like when we use this internet, not educating people on things, and we got to stop allowing our people to tell people not to vote and not to participate, because you cannot vote if you want to, but in a little while ain't none of us gonna be here if we don't do something. But thank you for
Do you
allowing me
not
to come
know
up.
that if you don't vote for your sheriff, this is why that bail? Let me tell y'all something. I don't
Everybody
care what
listen,
nobody say.
excuse me.
That
I'm about
bail
to
system
leave.
ain't right. That bail. I know people who have been presumed innocent and their lives have been ruined because they could not make bail and
Okay,
they
y'all
done lost their
listen.
job.
I am
But
about to
thank y'all for
leave, but y'all
allowing me
have
to
a
come
good
up. I'm gonna
day.
drop out.
I'm
Okay.
on my way. I'm on my way
Me
to the
too.
voters board registration meeting anyway, right now, to make sure that they doing what they supposed to do.
All right, you all. So look, we talking, but you know, this is some serious stuff. And again, that particular vote that Trump is telling the Republicans not to do that, because if he don't get his thing through, then that's what's going to happen. That's the problem. So what Trump is saying and what that bill says is that if your vote is not in by election time, it's thrown out. It don't get counted. So it used to be that the military could send their votes in on the day and they would get counted. They're not going to be counted. Again, that's a problem. I think it's going to backfire for Republicans because a lot of Republicans are older. I think that we should be bringing back our voting boxes and that stuff. We should be making it easier for people to vote, not harder for people to vote. Easier, not harder. Period. Let me tell y'all something. The wealthy are something else. They don't want illegal immigrants here, right? But as long as they can work their jobs. The construction industry, I know a construction owner who voted for Trump, but now pissed off because he don't have enough people to work the construction. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? You don't want them. But he was crying, talking about something. They were good people, but yet those good people are the people you trying to get expelled out of the country. We know that America loves cheap labor, and we ain't working them jobs. You got plants dying on the vine right now because you don't have people to work. They good enough to work the fields, but their children are not good enough to go to our schools. Again, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, you all. And they don't care what immigrants. Maybe they was shipping Haitians back. They was trying to tell the folk that the Haitians was eating the cats in Ohio. Just all kind of crazy foolishness. They don't want the immigrants here, but then they want the immigrants to work. And that becomes racism. And guess what? Now, let me tell you how racism and classism work. So racism is saying we don't want these people here. They taking our jobs. Now, the real fact is you ain't working them jobs because jobs are everywhere in America, but you're not going to work those low-wage jobs. That's a fact. So that's the racism of it. The classism is that the powers that be have you thinking that you're better than those people, and that those people need to be here because of their color or their any little thing that separates us. So that's how racism and classism intertwine. And see, the classism comes with them. They don't like you either. And you ain't part of the 1%. And you can't contribute to that. Baby, if you can't marry somebody's family and offer them mega bucks, you ain't part of that 1%. I'm just saying. I knew that the stock market was bull crap during that GameStop situation. I don't know if y'all remember, but that GameStop situation was an eye-opener to me. So on GameStop, you know GameStop was struggling, right? Well, some people got in there and started propping GameStop up, right? And it caused the wealthy people to start losing money. Don't you know the SEC got in there and stopped that? I'm like, wait a minute. Shouldn't we have free-flowing markets? If they losing money, let them lose the damn money. Ain't that's what the market's about? But even the markets ain't right. Because that GameStop situation was telling me that these regular people was making money and they found out how to game the system like the wealthy people. But no. We don't want the wealthy people to go broke now. So we're going to stop this. Baby, look. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things that's going on. That's why I tell people, do what you got to do. But I'm gonna say this: at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. Now, let me get a little spiritual. At the end of the day, you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you, boo. Steve Jobs was wealthy, but he can't take none of that with him. And Steve Jobs' influence don't have no bearing in the afterlife. So my thing is this. This is why I don't get all tied up in being a billionaire. You can live that good life on earth, but you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you now. All of those computers he built and stuff, he can't take it with you. And guess what? You don't have influence like that in the kingdom because, you know, if you're a Christian, which I don't get these Christian nationals, but if you're a Christian, baby, everybody stands before God. Your money don't have no influence. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. There's a lot of things going on. And let me say this, and if you ain't a Christian and you believe when you dead, you gone, then that should be even enough reason. Baby, you can't take nothing with you. Can't take nothing with you. So y'all, thank y'all for a lively discussion. Let me say this. Binary said he did not vote. He did not say he voted for Trump. He said he just did not vote, which bothers me because at the end of the day, my. But you didn't vote for the lady. Why didn't you vote for the lady? Was it something wrong with her? Again, I'm gonna leave that alone. But you said he didn't vote. So interesting. Okay, y'all. Well, look, I'm at my destination. Y'all have a good one. I will talk to y'all later. Peace and love.